in a place where you're never going to have an absolute majority, or even an overwhelming majority, in a part of the world where people are going to have to find ways of rubbing along and accepting their differences, there is surely some advantage in having a national identity that is expressly designed to accommodate differences. This is a point that I don't think I've ever heard anyone make it. Maybe I'm about to find out why, and you'll all shoot it down as an absurd point, and maybe I'll never make it again. But one thought struck me, which is that the essence of unionism, that the kind of fundamental belief of unionism is that you could be British and Irish. For 100 years and more. That was really how it defined itself. I struggle to see an equivalent thing. I struggle to find any kind of republicanism that isn't on some level based on a rejection of Britishness. And that seems to me an asymmetry when I look at the iconography, the debates, and the language used. So, again, if I'd been sitting, since as you say we're in a centenary, if a century ago I had been a Free State politician in the provisional government, and my sole objective had been unification of the island of Ireland, I suspect I would have gone about things rather differently. I'd have thought, what are the barriers to British people in Ireland feeling that they want to be part of this state? What can I do to reassure them that their identity will be valued as Brits, rather than as misguided Irish Protestants? And I would have done a few things differently. Number one, since we were talking about the protocol, I wouldn't have insisted on putting in a customs border. Let's remember who put the customs border in and why. It was a huge issue towards the end of the War of Independence. And Lloyd George, after he'd come round to the view of some kind of dominion status, said, but surely we can't actually divide the British Isles for reasons of trade. Just on practical grounds, this would be crazy. But the Free State government, the provisional government, was absolutely insistent that if they were going to be a sovereign government, there had to be customs checks at the border. That's why we're having this argument 100 years later, right? There was Lloyd George was saying, well, hang on, it could be like the sort of Solverine. We have to have clear evidence that we are a sovereign country. I'm not sure I would have done that. And then other things that I might have done differently had I wanted to create a pluralist identity. I might have not left the Commonwealth. I might have not stayed neutral in the Second World War. I might not have made the Irish language a necessary part of some government employment. There are things that I could have done that would have made it easier for people to feel simultaneously British and Irish. And it seems to me that there is therefore a slight imbalance in the way in which this debate it will be conducted in the event that it's put to a vote.